arm is itchy. I'm so sorry I have bug bites. Hey, it's me, Siklali. A couple years ago, one of my best friends, Trini, she suggested that I make a video basically about, my skin and things that I had to go through. And back then, I don't think I was really ready for it. I still had problems with acne and just really big cystic pimples. However, now I'm somewhat recovered, so I feel more confident in talking about basically my journey through, I guess, how many years has it been? Too many years, that's all I have to say. And so it basically started back in middle school when I hit puberty, and my mom told me, Siklali, you have to start washing your face because otherwise it's gonna get nasty. It's gonna go bad. And I was like, whatever, mom. I have clear, youthful skin, right? And 7th grade rolled around and I had a few pimples on my nose, and I was like, this is it. I can handle this. This is fine. I can do this. But then 8th grade came and I was just like, oh no. And so I started breaking out quite a bit on my cheeks and chin and some on my forehead, and I was like, oh no. So I realized I really had to do something about it. So, I went to the drugstore, I got stuff from there, but nothing worked. And then around 9th and 10th grade of high school, I decided to go to a dermatologist. And basically I took some topical treatments, oral pills, and it helped somewhat, but it didn't do enough because I still broke out. I still had painful cystic acne. And then my dermatologist then suggested that I take Accutane. I wasn't ready for it. I said no. And then junior year came around where I went to another dermatologist. The same thing happened again. They recommended just take Accutane, and again I wasn't ready for it, so I told them no, I'm not going to take Accutane. But around that time I decided to take birth control, and it really helped me out with my acne. Some people came up to me and they said like they noticed the difference, and like what did I do, and I told them, I took birth control. However, I still had some breakouts here and there, and I was like, okay, this is fine, this is okay, but it wasn't great. Senior year hit and I just completely inflamed again. It was so bad that I was just like, I can't believe I'm going through this again. So I went to this, not exactly a dermatologist, but I went to this she does facials, and probably I did a good maybe half a year. For the most part, my acne during the summer, it calmed down. Everything was going great, and I was like, yes, this is great. So I went off to college, and I went to college in Shanghai, China, and that was my freshman year. And I thought, when I first got there, I was like, oh wow, the Chinese water is really clearing my face. Like I felt good about it. Unfortunately, I was dead wrong. The combination of the water wasn't good for my face, the smog, because I'm from like rural-ish Pennsylvania, my skin wasn't used to so much pollutants in the air, and just all the smog just really made it freak out. Not only that, but like trying to figure out school, like my first year of college, and just being so far away, just being in a completely different country from my family, all of it kind of combined into this horrible mess of just the worst skin I've ever had in my whole life. And I lived like that for maybe about a whole year. A whole year-ish. I lived with like that skin, and until one day I walked into the health and wellness center of my college, and a nurse saw me, and she was just like, which in I'm gonna speak from my perspective because I'm used to like Chinese culture and stuff. I don't know, maybe it's similar in other places, but basically it's like I don't know how to say it. It's blunt. Like, obviously, like, I'm not blind, other people aren't blind, my skin is absolutely horrible. So when she saw it, she pointed out, she was just like, you have a lot of this going on, follow me. And so I walked with her to her office, and she was like, you know her school insurance covers this, right? She was like, I made an appointment for you, you are going. And I was like, yes ma'am, I will go. And so basically I took the metro over to the well, it's an international clinic, but they have dermatology there. And so I was there, I had to fill out the stuff. I'm calling my mom at 4 a.m, like 4 a.m, be like, mom, help me out, what's my social security number? Because I don't know it, don't judge me. And so I see the dermatologist, and he's like, oh my god, are you okay? Like, that's a lot of, like, in a super polite way, I'm just like exaggerating, like, this is kind of what he meant, but he was like, are you okay, girl, because I can't believe you let this go on for so long. And I was like, I know. And then I knew it was bad, but me reflecting on it, I'm like, oh no, it was bad, you know. And so I finally agreed to taking Accutane. And how he explained it, and whether or not this is true, he basically said that Accutane is taken differently in China compared to the US and Europe. It's that it's in smaller dosages, so that the effects aren't as intense. And so I just accepted it. I was just like, you know what, you're right, enough is enough. This has been so painful, I gotta do it. So I did it. And let me just say, my skin was okay. Usually they say it has like really bad drying effects, but one of my friends, she recommended me some good moisturizers. My face was fine. My lips though, were they chapped? Crack, bleeding, dusty, musty. Like, I can't even explain to you. I looked at people and they looked at me, but then they looked at my lips. Like, they looked at my lips before they looked at my skin, which I was like, oh, oh no. So I just bought so many chapsticks. I was like, I gotta help this. But anyways, all of it became resolved, you know? My skin got better, and I was very excited about it. Like never in my life did I like ever think I'd wake up and I have like a pimple or maybe 2 pimples. Like, I'm like, oh my god, this is a new life. But yeah, so it's been since December since I stopped taking Accutane, and I researched and I knew some people relapsed and they would take it again. But thankfully for me, so far I haven't had such a big relapse, you know. I've had maybe 5 pimples and 2 big cystic pimples since that time, and for me that's pretty great. Like, that's super significant. Like, I'm like, God bless. But yeah, so this is my skin now. I still have a lot of, like, you know, scarring, and I scar very easily. Like, I get pimples that they show up super bright and red, no pus, no nothing. They go away maybe the next day, but they leave such a dark mark that I'm just like, why? But other than that, the pain is way worse than like the obvious, like, I guess it's not so aesthetically, like, in society, you know, it's not as aesthetically pleasing. Like, it's very, to the eye, it's very gross and all that. Like, that's very minor to the pain that it hurts so bad, just to the point where nobody's allowed to touch my face. I'm not allowed to touch my face, but that's in the past now, hopefully. Thank you so much for watching the video. Acne's painful, but you can get through it, and I'm just so blessed and thankful and privileged that I was able to afford Accutane and afford other, you know, lotions, moisturizers, and other things. Like, I'm very blessed with that, because if I was on my own and I couldn't afford those things, I would just the pain alone is enough to like drive you crazy. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.